Hey guys, just thought I would share some advice regarding writing your CV for the CaRMS application. So as in the previous video, the first advice is to look at your CV and really think about what needs to be on it. By this I mean, make sure what is on it really shows who you are as an applicant, and really the unique aspect should be on your CV. So as an example, I recently reviewed a CV for a IMG that was applying, and their CV was around 10 pages long, and they listed all of their rotations they did during medical school. So they wrote emergency 8 weeks and their roles as a student in emergency. What I told this person was to really think about, is that something unique to you? Were you the only student that did emergency as a elective or as a rotation? And the likely answer is no. So I said, really think about what you're going to be putting on your CV, and if it's something not unique, then you should think about removing it. So for myself, I also listed all of my rotations as a student on my CV the first time I applied. And I think this was something that at the time seemed like a good idea, but thinking back now, I think it was the wrong thing to do. So I removed all of that, unless there was a particular rotation that I did back in Canada, or there was a award or something that was very unique about that one rotation. So that is, I think, the key aspect of writing your CV. Really look at it and see what needs to be on the CV that they cannot get from any other part of my application. Another advice I have is to move as much of the stuff on your paper CV to the CaRMS portal. So I would insert the details regarding a volunteer position onto the CaRMS portal itself directly, and that is a way to make your paper CV look very succinct and to the point. So after you have really had a look at your CV and made sure what you want on it is there, and what you can move to the online application, you have done that, I would get your CV reviewed by multiple people. I would try to get a current resident who has matched in the year previously to have a look at your CV to see what they think is good and what needs to be changed. I would also get another look by people that can look at the grammar to make sure it all makes sense. For me, I used IMG, I used Astrof, and I used a lot of my friends that were CSAs, IMGs, or current CMGs to look at my CV to make sure everything on that was the best it can be. What you will find after all these people have looked at your CVs, that different people have different things that they want you to change. And I think that is very difficult. 2 days before I applied in 2022, I changed my CV from 4 pages or 5 pages down to 3 pages. That was a very difficult change, but I think I had to be happy with the changes I made. So make sure what people tell you, you take into consideration, but at the end of the day, you have to be happy with what you upload onto CaRMS. My last piece of advice is to make sure that your CV follows a very structured format. So if you're sticking with dates on the far right hand side, make sure all dates are on the far right hand side and they're all in the same format. So don't have month and year for some and just year for another. Try to be as consistent as possible, as that is one way they can check to see if you are, for example, detail oriented. So I'm going to leave it there. I think I've given you all the advice I have regarding the CV. If you guys have any questions, put them down below in the comment section and I will try to get to them. So, and again, in summary, have a look at your CV, really think about what needs to go on it and what doesn't. Try to provide detail that they will not get in other sections of your application. Move what you can to the online CaRMS portal. So I had volunteered at the Peter Lloyd Hospital when I was in high school and during university. Initially on my CV, I had a 3/4 of a page, half a page description of what I had done at the hospital. That was at this point 6 years in the past. So the advice I got was to put as much of that detail as I can onto the CaRMS portal, and then just leave a very brief summary or just state that I'd volunteered there from these years on my paper copy. That's what I did. So after having a look at your paper CV and making sure your CaRMS portal is up to date with all the other information, make sure you get your CV reviewed by someone so that they can have that final say and make sure everything is in order. Thanks, guys.